Hello my dear students, I hope you are okay. Today we are going to have some revision on the things we have done in this unit. We are going to practice some food words, we're going to practice grammar that we have learned during this module. We are going to practice some and any, there is and there are. Now let's start with the food words, a quick revision of some food words. We have got here a picture of words and we are going to name this food together. So what can you see here? Right, it's bread. What about here? What can you see here? It's milk. What about this one? What can you see here? It's chicken. And then, what fruit is this? Yes, it's apple. And then, here, what can you see? Cheese. Have a look at here. What can you see? Fish. Then we have a bottle of water. Another fruit, right? It's grapes. And the last one, watermelon. Now let's go on with a short revision of some and any. So when do we use some and any? We use some in positive sentences or in affirmative sentences. For example, there is some tea or there are some towels. Pra ne përdorim fjalën some në fjali dëftore. Për shembull, ka pak çaj ose janë ose ka disa ndodhen disa pishira. But we have got an exception with some. Would you like some juice? When we offer or when we make a request, we can use some in interrogative sentences. Pra kur ne ofrojmë ose kërkojmë diçka, ne mund ta përdorim fjalën some edhe në fjali pyetse. What about the word any? When do we use any? We use any in questions. For example, is there any sun cream or are there any t-shirts? Pra, a ka krem plazhi ose a ka ndonjë bluze? But we also use any in negative sentences. Pra ne mund ta përdorim any edhe në fjali negative. There isn't any coffee. Nuk ka kafe. There aren't any jackets. Nuk ka ndonjë jacket. Be careful. We divide nouns in countable and uncountable. Ne ndajmë emrat në të numërueshëm dhe të panumërueshëm. We use any with uncountable nouns, but we use a or an with countable nouns in singular. And we use some with uncountable nouns in affirmative sentences. For example, there is some tea. Now, let's go on with an exercise using some or any. Tani pra do të kemi një ushtrim ku të përpiqemi të përdorim sakt fjalën some dhe any. Pra mbani mend në çfarë fjalishe përdorim some dhe në çfarë fjalishe përdorim any. Some në fjali dëftore ose në fjali pyetse kur kërkojmë dhe ofrojmë diçka dhe any në fjali negative dhe në fjali pyetse. Let's start. There is some or any milk in the fridge. So, we have got here an affirmative sentence, so it is some. We don't need some or any flour. Pra ne nuk nevojitet miell. It is a negative sentence, right? What are you going to use? Right, any. Let's go on. Can I have some or any water, please? What kind of sentence is this? It is a request, right? So what are we going to use? We are going to use some. Can I have some water, please? Let's go on. Are there some or any eggs in the fridge? What kind of sentence is it? It's an interrogative sentence, so we use any in interrogative sentences and we have, are there any eggs in the fridge? Then we have, there are some or any cats in the garden. So what are we going to use here? It's an affirmative sentence and we use some in affirmative sentences. Again, we're going to use some and any, but this time it is your turn to write the correct word. Now again, remember, when do we use some and when do we use any? There is milk in the fridge. So, what are we going to use here? Some. There is some milk in the fridge. Then we have, there isn't jam for breakfast. So what are you going to use in a negative sentence? Correct, any. And we say, there isn't any jam for breakfast. There are apples in the basket. We've got an affirmative sentence and a word, a noun that is in plural. So what are we going to use? Correct. We are going to use some. Pra kemi një fjali dëftore me një emër të numërueshëm në numrin shumës dhe për këtë arsye ne përdorim some. Are there sausages in the fridge? Pra, a ka salcice në frigorifer? It's a question, right? So we're going to use any. Are there any sausages in the fridge? There aren't oranges left. We've got a negative verb, right? So this sentence is a negative one. What do we use in negative sentences? Correct. We use any. So there aren't any oranges left. And the last sentence, there is cheese on the table. So again, we have got an affirmative sentence. That's why we're going to use some. There's some cheese on the table. Now we've got a text here. We are going to read the text together and we are going to answer the questions. Let's have a quick reading of it. Hi, my name is Alex. I always have a sandwich and tea for breakfast. My favorite sandwiches are tomato sandwiches. They are delicious. And I also like cheese sandwiches. On weekdays, I have lunch at school. I take a packet lunch with me. I have an apple or a banana and I usually drink hot chocolate. For dinner, I have potatoes with cheese and some salad, pizza or fish and chips. But I like spaghetti the most because it's my favorite food. Pra, ky ishte teksti, le ta përkthejmë së bashku. Përshëndetje, emërim është Alex. Unë gjithmonë ha një sanduiç dhe çaj për mëngjes. Sanduiçat e mi të preferuar janë sanduiça me domate. Ato janë të shijshëm. Dhe unë pëlqej gjithashtu dhe sanduiçet me djath. Gjatë ditëve të javës, unë e ha drekën në shkollë. Unë marr drek të paketuar me vete. Unë marr dhe një mollë ose një banane dhe zakonisht pi çokoladë të nxehtë. Për darkë, unë ha patate me djath dhe pak sallatë, pizza ose peshk dhe patate të skuqura. Por unë i pëlqej dhe spagetit sepse ato janë ushqimi im I preferuar. Now, let's have a look at the sentences. Pra tani kemi fjalit. We are going to find out if these sentences are true or false. Pra do të shikojmë së bashku nëse këto fjali janë të vërteta ose të gabuara. The first one, he has hot chocolate for breakfast. He has cheese sandwiches. He doesn't have fruit for lunch. He drinks tea or hot chocolate at school. His favorite food is pizza. Now, let's have a look at the sentences again and the text. So the first one, he has hot chocolate for breakfast. But, as you can see here, he has tea for breakfast. So this sentence is false. The next one, he has cheese sandwich. And here he says that I like cheese sandwiches. So this is true, right? He doesn't have fruit for lunch. But what does he say? I have an apple or banana for lunch. So this sentence is false. He drinks tea or hot chocolate at school. And let's read it here. I usually drink hot chocolate. So this sentence is true as well. His favorite food is pizza. Do you remember in the text? What is his favorite food? I like spaghetti the most because it is my favorite food. So this sentence is false. Okay, everyone, I hope you really enjoyed this hour and thank you for your attention.